Hello everyone, we are back and this time with Coke Studio Bangla, long due. Um, as I mentioned in our other video that we have been away for 2 months, we have been dying to sit together and listen to good music together with all of you. We just haven't been, and apologies for that in advance. Coke Studio Bangla season 3 kicked up, kicked off, I would say, not kicked in, kicked off. So the first track we haven't listened to together, but we are going to listen to it together for sure. This time around, we are reacting to Maloma, that is by Pritom Hasan, Sagor Dewan, Arif Dewan, and Aly Hasan. So this track I haven't listened to. We usually listen to the track. We try to absorb the lyrics and the messaging, and then we sit together and review the song together. I mean, we don't generally review, but we just discuss about it. This time around, since we haven't listened, we would really appreciate if you can give us more context around this particular track and let us know your thoughts in the comment section if you can. Do you want to add anything?
So I've read the comment, not the comments,
The
the
description.
lyrics,
Lyrics.
the
Okay.
lyrics, the description and the lyrics to see what this is about. But yeah, can't wait to listen to it together.
Let's start.
Shall
What
we?
are we waiting for?
Let's-
Yeah.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, play.
Coke Studio Bangla, Season 3.
মালমা জিলজি বইনল বইন বললাম কি রঙে ভাঙ্গা নৌকা বাইতে আইলাম গান
Color grading is very different. Very different, very dramatic.
Is that a footage from old video or is it from
Oh, Pritam's signature.
signature?
Look at the lighting. Look at the lighting. Like on each face, notice the lighting.
মালমা জিলজি বইল বইল আমি করলাম কি রঙে ভাঙ্গা নৌকা বাইতে আইলাম গাঙ্গে মালমা
And
জিলজি
audio is processed differently as well. Very isolated.
রঙে ভাঙ্গা নৌকা
Yeah,
বাইতে
you are right.
আইলাম
If you notice it now.
ছিলাম শিশু ছিলাম হালা না ছিল সংসারের জ্বালা সদাই থাকিতাম মায়ের সঙ্গে ছিলাম শিশু ছিলাম হালা না ছিল সংসারের জ্বালা সদাই থাকিতাম মায়ের সঙ্গে আমার দেহেতে আইলো জুয়ানি উজাড় বাহে গাঙ্গের পানি ওই কামিনী
That's
বসিল
Sagor Dewan.
ভাবঙ্গে
Sagor Dewan.
ভাঙ্গা
Sagor
নৌকা
Dewan.
বাইতে আইলাম গাঙ্গে মালমা জিলজি
That was so Pritam.
আমি করলাম
So Pritam.
রঙে ভাঙ্গা নৌকা বাইতে আইলাম
The style of singing is actually complementing a lot with the signature style of creating.
রঙে ভাঙ্গা নৌকা বাইতে
Beautiful set design.
আসেন ভালো গানের মাস্টার সালা মজা নাই কালির নয়ন জলে জলে বুকো বেশে যায়
Very interesting lighting. Also, the video is oversaturated. Notice the faces and everything is very oversaturated.
মারি করলে বুঝি নেই দুনিয়াতে কি খেলা চলে সবাই তো আদর করতো ওলে লে লে যৌবন যায় যৌবনেতে সংসারে চলে আমার রঙিন দুনিয়া কি এর সাদা কালো চলে ডাইলের মজা তলে যদি ভালো মতন গলে ঠিক মতো বাইতে পারলে ভাঙা নৌকা চলে ভাইয়া সাঁতার না জানা থাকলে ডিবা মরবেন জলে আপনি কি ভাবতেছেন ভাই আপনার নৌকা লিক আছে আমি তো দেখতেছি ভাই আপনার নৌকা ঢিগা আছে জীবনে চলার পথে নাই নেই বিদিগা আছে সঠিক দিক যেতে পারলে সুন্দর একটা দ্বীপ আছে দুনিয়া ঘুরতে আছে কে ঘুরে খুঁজতে হইব বিষয়টা বুঝতে হইব খেয়া মুখ বুঝতে হইব জীবনের তরি ভাইয়া জায়গা মতো যেতে হইব তরিকা সবারই এক ভাঙা নৌকা বাইতে হইব দুনিয়া আইসি কিছুই ছিল না অঙ্গে ভালো কাজ ছাড়া কিছু যাব না সঙ্গে দেওয়ান ভাই দেওয়ানা হইয়া দেখি কান্দে রঙ্গে ভাঙা নৌকা বাইতে আইসে গাঙ্গে রঙ্গে রঙ্গে ভাঙা নৌকা ভাই আপনি গান
ছিলাম জোয়ান হইলাম বুড়া লইয়া গেছে বাঁকা ঘুরা গলায় তালা যেতে চাই মন ভেঙে
Oh wow, this range.
Their brothers, family,
ছিলাম জোয়ান হইছে
Arif Dewan.
বুড়া লইয়া গেছে বাঁকা ঘুরা গলায় তালা যেতে চাই মন ভেঙে ও তাই ভেবে কয় খালেক দেওয়ানে
Khalek Dewan.
চিন্তা করো
Okay.
আপন মনে মানুষ একদিন মিশিবে মাটির সঙ্গে ভাঙ্গা নৌকা বাইতে আইলাম গাঙ্গে মালো মাঝিলোজি ও বললো বইলামি করলাম কি রঙ্গে ভাঙ্গা নৌকা বাইতে আইলাম গাঙ্গে মালো মাঝিলোজি ও বললো বইলামি করলাম কি রঙ্গে ভাঙ্গা নৌকা বাইতে আইলাম গাঙ্গে
This is beautifully done. This part specifically.
Beautiful, yeah, absolutely. All the costumes, lighting, everything.
রীতিমধ্যে শেষ করিয়া যাই
Oh. Even the outro was brilliant.
Yeah. Ooh.
Such an experience. Such an experience. An overwhelming one, honestly. Honestly, overwhelming one. So there was so much happening, so much happening.
Yeah. True.
I mean, from lighting to colors, to, it was very stimulating. So, I mean, how should I put it? You have this stimulant overload,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sensory overload. I should put it,
Sensory overload.
right? Absolutely, absolutely. Looking at the video, listening to this track, so much happening in every segment. So much happening. It was an experience. I think this is something that you have to digest after listening to like multiple times. But even in the first go, there was so much to notice and so different from previous seasons as well. So I mean, Coke Studio Bangla season 1, 2, 3. From 1 to 2, we noticed a very significant difference, not only in styling, in execution, but also to some extent a little bit of philosophy of how to execute. Right. Now season 3 has started. This is the second song, and the execution is so different already. So I could already hear the audio was very differently processed, and maybe it is only for this track. We will know, right?
Yeah.
And the instruments in the audio felt like they were they were processed in isolation and stitched together, which actually worked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, Coke Studio makes it work. They do make it work. They are geniuses at work, right?
True.
I have to check who is the curated and produced by Shayan Arnob Chowdhury, of course, and who's the music
Composed, arranged, and produced by Pritom Hasan.
Pritom Hasan. Yeah, I mean, Pritom Hasan was all over this track.
It was
Even-
signature. Yeah.
Even when he didn't add his vocals, it was signature. You hear it. You hear the beats. You hear it. It's Pritom.
Absolutely. When I listened to the intro of this track, it instantly, as you said, signature Pritom Hasan style, it instantly reminded me of Deora. It's actually good to see Pritom Hasan returning this season as well. But it instantly, the beats, the synth, everything, it had that stamp of Pritom Hasan. I felt that I have tuned into Deora again. I love that track, by the way, with respect to the music and the composition. This also started in a similar pattern, and I think in terms of I think why it felt similar to me in terms of sound design was because it is also one of the songs from The Fisherman, if I'm not mistaken.
Folk. It's
The
it's
folk
it's a
song.
folk one, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a folk, and it's mentioned in the description that
Yeah,
there are
I read it
elements from
somewhere.
elements from Sharigan, and there's also a Rufe music by Masons, which is a form of Sharigan. And if you take Sharigan or any
Yeah.
folk music, it does have a pattern. So
Absolutely.
we have to also acknowledge that in Bangladesh, in Bangla language, the folk music also have, like, I don't know, hundreds of flavors,
Many.
hundred of varieties.
Many flavors, yeah.
Hundreds. I mean, we have heard so many laluns and
Hmm.
and all the fishermen. So there is that, and that's why some pattern could be like recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
You could see, we have heard this before, but
Yeah.
as an outsider, as a foreigner, you do have to recognize that the richness of folk
Absolutely.
music from that
Absolutely.
region is beyond our understanding. We
Absolutely.
cannot comprehend that.
Absolutely.
And also one more thing, that okay, there is folk music, and there is this culture around it, and of course it's beyond comprehension for foreigners. But what is more interesting to me to understand is the impact and the influence of these music or these varieties on day-to-day life. So from reading the description, it says the song is infused with Chat Pitona Gan, which is roofing music. Now this tells me, and it tells it goes on to tell you that the masons who do roofing
Roofing, yeah.
do sing this song while doing their work.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that there is this culture around boatsmen singing their songs, and
True.
we know that there's culture around women in the villages while working with
Yeah.
food and sing
yeah.
the song. And this tells me that in every part and every walk of life in that region, there is music.
There's art.
There's music involved in every part of
Their life.
from
yeah.
masonry to from fishermen to. I wonder what kind of music software engineers sing while coding.
That would be it. If you ask me, I will probably be listening to this one because why? I tell you, this is rooted, but at the same time, I have to give credit to Pritom Hasan for doing this. That he understands the modern landscape.
Yes.
So he completely understands what the newer generation also wants to listen to. Not only newer generation, but he understands how to keep the song rooted, but at the same time give it a modernized touch so that it can be digested by all kind of listeners, but even if they are belonging to any profession, as you said, even let's say I can completely imagine people from different professions, not professions, but different, who have different kind of tastes and different kind of jobs and different kind of work, they would listen to and tune into this music and find some sort of beauty in it. Because I am just talking about one specific part for this reason. The outro there, Pritam just, I would say, he lowered the tempo a bit. He also subdued the synth and everything, and just brought the rooted instrument or the actual folk sound
Yeah.
to the forefront, which was really beautiful part for me personally.
Beautiful.
And that's why I'm saying that a lot of credit goes to Pritom Hasan for this season, because he understands the dynamics completely of the modern fresh sound, but also sticking to your actual folk music as well. So yeah, I have to just say that.
The intros and outros both, and again the whole transition from intro to middle part to the body of the work to the outro was brilliantly done. Even the transitions between tradition to rap to everything, and even in the crescendo where the choir comes in, man, it's so brilliantly delivered. And it was so enjoyable. Like, it was so enjoyable. I cannot put it into words. I mean, we were both vowing at that moment.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And and I have to mention that I totally agree with you that this will be consumed, will be enjoyed by all, like by masses. But what a tribute to
100%.
to the folk and people who do consume this kind of music while working, like for example masonry, or the boatsmen and all
Boardsman,
that.
yeah. Mhm.
What a tribute, you know.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
they have taken their work, they have taken their music and lifted it to a new height,
New. Mm.
and brought it to, not only brought it to masses, but also internationally. What a
Absolutely.
tribute.
Absolutely.
And this is what I value the most. I appreciate the most when you have music integrated at that level,
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
every part of life, in every walk of life. That is a society that I want to imagine.
Mm-hmm.
That, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. One thing that I want to point out, which personally it's just a subjective opinion, which did not work for me. You mentioned that the audio has been processed differently this season. Probably not for the first track, maybe, but here when Sagor Dewan was singing,
Yeah.
you pointed out correctly his vocals and the music felt isolated, and initially it did not work for me. Initially it did not, but as I further went into the depth of the song, I started to listen to it further, then it started to grow on me, and probably after multiple listens it will, but I felt that the vocals were actually feeling a bit isolated in that regard.
I think I can rationalize that. I think I can rationalize that. So if you listen to if you read the lyrics, you think about the philosophy behind it. It's about growing up,
Growing up, yeah.
from childhood to getting into adulthood, and you know, transitioning from that innocence to facing the music in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also about, maybe it's also about nostalgia, where they talk about being young, being in that life
It is.
with their, to actually getting or stepping into the real world, where we talk about, you're rowing the boat where the boat is damaged,
Mm-hmm.
but even then you can row the boat while boat is damaged. And
Damage, yeah.
I think this whole visuals that I see, that from the very beginning, the colors and the oversaturation and the isolation of voice could be the nostalgia of the childhood,
Mm-hmm.
and then as song moves on towards a crescendo, everything comes together, and it feels like the real life is chiming in.
Mm-hmm.
The real life, the noise pollution, the sensory overload of the real world these days, with all the digital products,
right, yeah.
and the traffic, and the bustling,
Mm-hmm.
and the routine of life, and the noise of bazaars and everything is chiming in.
Mm-hmm.
So from isolation to that transition, I can rationalize it that way. I'm not sure if it was meant that way.
Mm-hmm.
It could be. And I would love to hear from our viewers that
Absolutely.
because the thing is, again, this is something that we cannot comprehend. We can only appreciate it, but to understand it at that deeper level, only folks from that region can connect with it at that level.
Very, very well put. I think I can rationalize it now as well. It actually felt like in the end that you have come to peace with the beautiful transformation from the youth to adulthood, and it does make sense now for me as well. But let us know your thoughts around this particular track too, and please give as much context as you can. It helps us educate ourselves whenever we review any other And yeah, I think we have one more song from Coke Studio season 3 that we haven't listened to together, but we will be returning with it pretty soon.
We will get to it.
Yeah, we will get to it. We haven't forgotten. We will be on it pretty soon. So thank you so much once again, and we will catch up on the next one then. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.